There is nothing bad being an employee. They trade their time for money. Time na money, oh, time na money. No waka waka, no gossip gossip. So what I have been able to bring onto Wealthcraft Co is a shift in mindset. Thank you very much for having me today. My great followers, I appreciate you so much. And I've been really seeing the feedback. It's been overwhelming, it's been fantastic, it's been great, it's been wonderful. And these are what we need to change our lives. And that is what I'm bringing to everybody. I am so passionate about it. 30 years is not a joke. 30 years of scholastic experience, on-field experience, entrepreneurship experience, business consulting experience, being a fellow of a lot of institutes, all these experiences, I need to bring it to the people. I want the life of people to be better, and I want businesses to become so successful in my country, in other African nations, in European nations, so that the world can actually be a better place. And you might be wondering, what is it that Dr. Lekan Abioye have for me today? I have something spectacular and something very good for you, as usual. And I want to be talking today about Cashflow Quadrants. I believe that most of the people who are following me have read a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yeah, you have. And you probably must have come across that particular phrase every time. Cashflow Quadrant, Cashflow Quadrant. And a lot of people have actually read, or they've at one time or the other heard about this particular phrase. But they don't really have the full understanding of what it is. So what I'm here to do now is to demystify it. I want to break it into pieces. I want to turn it into what a layman can understand. And having understood it, then the life of such person can take a dramatic turnaround for the good. And that is what I want to do. So quadrant means sizes. It means 4 faces or 4 sizes or 4 sides or 4 ways. That is what quadrant means. So cash flow means cash, money, how it flows, how it comes, how it moves like water. Cash flow quadrant essentially is talking about the 4 ways through which people get or earn or create money. So essentially, how does money come to you? The 4 major ways through which money comes to people are what are embedded in that phrase called cash flow quadrant. Now, I want to demystify those 4 quadrants one by one, and you will be able to locate where you belong, and it will set the agenda or the pace for you to determine and say, this is where I actually want to go or I want to be. So the 4 quadrants are made up of employees. Employees have their own quadrant at the top left of that box or at the top left of that circle. Then next to that is self-employed. The self-employed people also have their own at the left-hand side, but down after the employee. Now, at the other hand, which is the right-hand side, at the upper part of the right-hand side is where you have the business quadrant. And then underneath the business quadrant is where you have the investor quadrant. So essentially, there is no any other categories under heaven of where or how money comes to you that is outside of those 4 things that I've mentioned. It's either you are an employee, or you are a self-employed person, or you are a business owner, or you are an investor. There is no any other ways or means. At that level, they call it QED. But I want to talk to you about the peculiarities of each of these quadrants, because those are ways through which money comes to you as an individual. Now, let's start with the employee quadrant. Employees anywhere in the world, they have what is peculiar to them and they have their symptoms. There is nothing bad being an employee, and that is one of the reasons why I bring the knowledge of finance to everybody, because you must be financially literate. In the scheme of things, being an employee is the smallest and the most rudimentary of all those 4 quadrants I've just mentioned. You know why? Because an employee trades their time for money. They have limited options. As a matter of fact, 90% of the poor and the middle class all over the world, they are within this category of employee. 90%. They are within this category. They trade their time for money. And you know, there is this song we used to have in the 80s. Time na money, oh, time na money. No waka waka, no gossip gossip. All those songs. It is truly that time is money. But there are a lot of fantastic ways through which time can actually be leveraged upon to make money. But the employees within that first quadrant, they trade their time for money. And then they have limited option, because they get to their workplace at 9 o'clock, they close at 5 p.m. They wait till the end of the week to hand their salary. They wait the end of the month to hand their salary. Now, most of the people within this particular space, they are not financially literate. And I will tell you why. They are not financially literate because of the kind of mindset that are associated with people within that category. A lot of time, they never know that you can be an employee and at the same time be an investor, preparing and working for the future. Because there is a mindset of limitation that they always have. I don't have time. I don't have enough money. I don't have the opportunity. My education is limited. In fact, this world, I don't know what it's turning into. They resent people that are successful as business owners or as investors. It has happened to me a lot of times on the street of Lagos. Maybe I'm driving my vehicle, maybe a good car or my SUV, and then we get to a place where you have rough patches, or maybe you have a lot of people crossing that environment, traffic disturbing and everything. And when you see poor people or less than middle class people, when they see you, successful people, with them, with your vehicle, they tend to support themselves. They tend to castigate, or they tend to want to taunt you, or want to curse, or want to shout at you, thinking that the whole world and the world of the rich is against them. But that's not true. It is actually the rich people or the business owners and the investor that is even making them to leave, because they're the one creating jobs for them that they worked on for them to hand their salaries. But it is a mindset. So what I have been able to bring onto Wealthcraft Co. is a shift in mindset. That is what I've brought to you. The mind must shift. You can be an employee and at the same time an investor. You cannot essentially be an employee and at the same time be a business owner. You can only have a side hustle where you do small businesses, because being a business owner also requires some level of commitment from you. However, you have the opportunity of having a large number of people working for you. So it means that you can actually leverage time as a business owner. But don't let me go too quickly to that side. So that is the first quadrant. The next one to it is self-employed quadrant. A lot of professionals, they fall into this category of self-employed. Professional accountants, professional auditor, professional graphic artist, professional this, professional that. Even some consultants, they say, I will consult for you on this and all of that. they fall within that category. In fact, when you see a lot of one-man business, I'm a plumber, I'm a mechanic, I do painting, I can help you to paint your house, I can do this for you. Most of those blue-collar jobs, when you look at most of those blue-collar jobs, you discover that they are usually self-employed people. They are one-man business or two-man business kind of thing. Those people too, they spend their time for money. The difference between them and the employee is they can earn money few times, or they can earn money on daily basis, on weekly basis. It can also be intermittent. So a self-employed person can actually have a job to do today and then it finishes in a week's time. For another 2 weeks, he's not getting anything. So the money he has gotten has been spent because he's self-employed. These self-employed people, you will discover that when they work at times in a week, another 1 week or 2 weeks, there is no another job for them. So they can as well finish what they've been able to make within the period that they made those money, and then now hunting for another one. Some might be lucky. They might be on a contract of 3 months or 6 months, even 1 year or 2 years. But they are professionals, and then their time is being traded for money. So when you look at the options that they have, their options are also limited. Because a lot of times, they don't have consistency in terms of the money that is coming to them. No. Unlike those who are even being employed. So when you look at the employee quadrant and the self-employed quadrant, they belong to almost the same category. And they have the same kind of mindset. The same mindset that those who are employed have is also essentially what they have. They can be professional, they can have degrees, they can have PhD. It does not matter. An employee can be a PhD or that can actually be a professor. We have seen a lot of professors who are, they are in the university, they are in all those places. They are employees. The same thing that happens to somebody who is a school cert holder, earning salary somewhere, is the same thing happening to a professor in the university or in a research institute that is also working 30 days and earning salary. There is no difference between them. It is not about the volume of the money. It is about the mindset and what you are able to do with the time that you have. Every human being on the face of the earth have 24 hours to him or herself. So those people within that employee quadrant are also about 90% of the people in the world, and they fall within that left side of the quadrant. So between that left side of the quadrant and the right hand side of the quadrant, there is a barrier. That is what is blocking them from shifting to this other side. And it is that barrier that I, Lekan Abioye, have come to dismantle at Wealthcraft Co. So that there can be migration, there can be infusion, there can be growth, because it is better at the other side. The third quadrant is the business owner's quadrant. That is where time is being leveraged. There is freedom. How does somebody who owns business make money? He makes money by giving out product or service that he has been able to leverage time through machines, through skills, through times of a lot of people working for him, through process, structure, system that he has been able to create. All these are what makes business owners to be thick. And if you are watching me or listening to me anywhere, you also want to do that for your business, that your small business. You want to create structure for it. You want to create process for it. You want to create system for it. Reach out to me. I'm going to help you, but with good money. You are going to pay for it. You are going to pay for it. And when you have it, it is like you've been able to put your business on auto run, on a growth trajectory. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, there is nothing that is absolutely cast in stone, but there is a higher level of growth and success for you when you have that in place, unlike when you don't have that in place. So those people within that business owners quadrant, they have abundance of money. They have abundance of time. These are really the people that are giving back to the society. These are people that are making the world a better place. They are the ones that made phones. They are the ones that produce pen. They are the ones that produce wristwatch. They are the ones that produce glasses. They are the ones that produce a lot of things. They are the ones that makes aeroplane. They make the cars. They are the ones that makes good roads. They are the ones that build ships. They are the ones that produce paper. They are the ones that manufacture things. They are the ones that created Microsoft. They are the owners of Facebook. They are the owners of Dangote. They are the owners of banks. These are people that create employment. These are people that create wealth. And that is where you are supposed to belong. However, if you are within the employee quadrant and you are still within the self-employed space, you are selfly employed, you employed yourself, it's not too late and it's not bad. However, for you to be able to move from that particular space at the left-hand side to the right-hand side, there must be difference in your mindset. There must be difference in the way you think. What you have inside of your head will be quite different. You can imagine somebody like me being an employee. It will be crazy. I've never been an employee for like 30 years. I've been a business owner. I've been an employer of labor for like 30 solid years. There is no situation that will come my way and I will think, oh, let me take my CV and then go and apply for a job somewhere, or they are looking for MD in a place, or they are looking for executive director, even if it is Central Bank, even if it is Nigeria's NNPC. No. Because we create. We love that environment. We love freedom that comes with it. Your time, you love the people that you connect with, that you mingle with. Those are intrinsic value that you don't even have as an employee, that a lot of business owners that they have. And those value, see, let me tell you, it's worth even much more than money. And how to become a business owner, I can teach you. And I've also promised that from the last quarter of the year 2025, I'll be talking about entrepreneurship. I'll be giving you everything about entrepreneurship. For those who want to come onto my mentoring program, you're welcome. For those who want to come into my mastermind program, you are welcome. For those who want to come into group mentoring program, you are welcome. Gather yourself together in your church, in your society, in your association. Bring yourself together, a cluster of 10, maximum 20. I can school you. Why are we doing this? We want to create wealth through the lives of the people. I want you to live better than the way you are living. Don't say everything is money. Yes, almost everything is money. You need money to live a good life. You need money to even be respected in your community. Even in your father's house, you need money to be respected. In your church, you will be respected when there is change in your pocket. As a matter of fact, the way you even look, it will depict whether you are a poor person or you are a rich person. And then go and look at the category of people that associate with these two categories of people. The poor people always find themselves in the midst of poor people. And to poor people, it's very hard for them to help themselves. Now, the last one, the investors quadrant. These are people that have the whole of time. These are people that doesn't work for money. Their money works for them. These are people that enjoy the structure, the system that some organizations have been able to set, have been able to put in place. These are people who have invested their money when they were employees or when they were self-employed people. They've looked into the future. They've looked ahead 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years down the line. What is going to happen? Many people, many of you listening to me now, you are living by the day. You live for today. Then your plan maximum till the end of the month that you want to earn your salary. That's your plan. You don't have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years plan. See, what I'm discussing with you, what I'm doing, teaching that I'm giving to you, I'm not doing it because of I want to feed now, or I want to feed tomorrow, I want to feed next year. No, it's about the future. Imagine what I'm giving to you now, and in the next 2 years, and I have 5,000 solid business entrepreneurs who are my proteges in Africa. Imagine that. Imagine that I have 2,000 solid guys, solid entrepreneurs in Nigeria. I have 500 in Ghana. I have 100 in London. I have 50 in the US. I have 200 in Burkina Faso. I have 200 in South Africa. I have them clustered around, and I have an event that requires $2 billion. Do you know that I'll be able to raise $2 billion easily? Because why? Because I've been able to see into the future, and I've been able to build people and change their lives such that they've been empowered by my teaching to become who they are. And then when I've been able to build that network, I've been able to build that friendship, I've been able to build that leader followers connect, I've been able to build that peer circle, and I need a $2 billion funding for a project. Do you know that those people will come? They will be the first people that I'm going to offer that opportunity to. They are going to be the first level of people that will invest in stuff, because I've been able to build trust with them. I've been able to connect with them over time. And we've formed a bond that can change the world, that can change places. So if I need $2 billion, for example, or I need $5 billion, I have a team of people who are business owners, who can be investors. And then the project kickstart, and then we move. And we create business that is so robust that in another 10 years or 20 years, by the structure and everything, has become a business of $200 billion. So it means that essentially those my team, those my proteges, those people within that my influence have become super successful people. They've been able to make more money, create job, make the world a better place. And that is what investors does. So if you don't have that understanding, what I'm doing with Cashflow is I am investing into the future. Because you watching me or listening to me, you are automatically or indirectly being my protege. We are building a bond. We are building a community. We are building an enterprise that is today it is invincible, but tomorrow is going to be visible, and it's going to be something that will become material that we can relate with. Why? Because I am an investor. I have the understanding of vision and how to delay gratification into the future. And that is what I've brought to you today. I've come to demystify for you what Cashflow Quadrant is all about. The employee quadrant, the self-employed quadrant, the business quadrant, and the investors quadrant. Those are the 4 ways through which money comes to anybody upon the face of the earth. You must just belong to one of them. Now, what is the kind of mindset that people within the business owners and investors quadrant always have? They have possibility mindsets. That's number 1. They are visionary. They always want to help. They believe that money making is a game. They believe that the world is not against them. They believe that obstacles are ladders through which they get to where they are going. They are relentless. They are strong. They are creative. They are forward thinking. They know whom they negotiate with. They know whom they surround themselves with. They are clear. They have understanding about the future. And that is what I've brought to you today. So your mindset must shift from the poor mindset to the rich and wealthy mindset. And that is when you can navigate yourself through financial literacy and information I'm bringing to you to move from left side to the right hand side, and for you to become that person you want to become. I hope I've been able to explain to you what the Cashflow Quadrant is all about. The employee, the self-employed, the business owners, and the investor. Where do you want to belong to? Put it in the comment section where you want to belong to. Don't forget, subscribe now to my YouTube channel, Wealthcraft Co. Follow me on TikTok. Be my follower on TikTok, because I have a lot to give to you that I don't think anyone else has given that to you, or has the penchant and the passion and the experience to give that to you with every sense of honesty and humility. Thank you very much for your time today, and I see you at the other side, the right side, the investor side, the business owner side, and you are going to be my testimonial. Bye-bye, and see you another time.